Hey, what's going on, guys? Bot Mentality here with a Bitcoin chart analysis for you. And today is September 7th of 2018. And wow, guys, do I have some interesting news for you today. So the situation is, I'm sure you all remember here when this was announced just the other day, that essentially Bitcoin fell and dropped in price, and the catalyst for that, of course, you had the technical reasons, but the fundamental reason behind that really accelerated the volume was the fact that Goldman Sachs said they were going to drop their cryptocurrency development plans, right, in order to have a trading desk for crypto. So since then, we've dropped around what, $1,600 in total. It's been pretty crazy. Now what's going on is we received news today, actually overnight, that as a matter of fact, by the way, the ones who released this initial article, it was Business Insider, okay? We find out today that the Goldman Sachs chief financial officer said that the report that was released by Business Insider was fake news. So they, in fact, never planned to do this. Now, to cancel their cryptocurrency trading plans. So essentially, it's still ongoing, which is bullish news, right? Yet we have not seen a price reaction from it. Now, if you remember, I believe it was Business Insider who also hinted around the whole secret SEC meeting or whatever that was going to take place right before that ETF news got popular, and it turns out it was never scheduled. They just said that, or they spread the rumor. So what we're seeing now is a lot of negative news come from Business Insider in general. So in the future, you guys make sure that you always respect price action, but don't take anything Business Insider releases, to heart for right now until we see more coverage on it and see confirmation. You always have to be careful of what the media is releasing. But here we go, straight from the CFO. He says that is in fact fake news and they still have cryptocurrency development plans. So after all this, shouldn't we have seen a recovery in the Bitcoin price? You would think, yeah, for a little bit of time there we did. As a matter of fact, we made it over this 6,500 level for a very brief period right in here, but then we ended up giving it back and now we're still chopping around. So the question everyone's been asking, what I'm going to tackle here today is Bitcoin along now? Where we saw a huge sell-off from the 7,500 level, and right now it's looking like we're oversold territory. We should accumulate in order to get bought up. Well, my answer is not quite. I do not think that. So the fact that the Goldman Sachs news was false, that they are still hosting a trading desk, that is bullish news. However, I don't think that is enough. It's not enough to disregard this daily trend, right? This daily lower high trend. And the fact that we did dump so fast from the 7,400 level. All of those indications, all of those signs are still, everything that went into this breakdown that we most recently had, all those technical reasons are still in play. Despite the fact that that Goldman Sachs wants to continue with its cryptocurrency trading desk. I do not believe that the fact that just because that's still ongoing is enough to get us back to 7,400 right away. It's going to take time. It's going to take volume. It's going to take a sentiment shift towards bullishness. And we're going to need to put in some more lows on the way back. I think it's going to be a long, hard grind all the way back unless we see a bullish catalyst. Because this strong uptrend we had here over the past couple days, as we went from the lows here around 6,300 and came all the way up here to 7,400. This drop was going to happen regardless of what the news. The news just helped it along, right? Especially that second leg. So with the current Bitcoin price action, what are my thoughts on it for right now? So the very first thing you need to keep in mind is that we have a $6,500 magnet, essentially. What that means is, as you see, as soon as we get a little bit of distance away from this level, the price keeps coming up to break it. And so far, about 3 times, on the 30-minute time frame, we actually rejected this price. You could count this as one test if you want. And now maybe we might be coming up on another one here. It looks like soon. Now we've hit this 1, 2, 3, let's say 4, and now we're heading on the 5th test. The more times you hit a resistance level doesn't mean the resistance level gets stronger. Generally, it does get weaker. And so, yeah, sure, we might see a break through the 6,500. And if so, I imagine we'll see some short covering that might push a pop to the $6,650 level, anywhere between there. And of course, the resistance level, which is the main focus, I think, of comfort, the main comfort area for the bears, which is that 6,800 level. So of course we may see a curl and a pop up into this range. I'm not long into this because of what we just saw, and because I feel like we're hanging so close to the lows. The bulls are really going to have to come through and prove themselves in order to get us back above these two resistance levels for right now. So even if we do happen to see a parabolic through here and a pop on volume and some short covers, I definitely don't think they're going to be enough to get us through the 6,800. If anything, I think we might come up and hit the 6,650 and then head back down for more consolidation, which I don't think would be a bullish sign. It means that we're not able to gather enough momentum to keep us going, and we can barely hold on to the 6,500. But definitely keep an eye out on that, as that is an option. But what you need to be watching if you're long into this consolidation, your risk needs to be focused on the lows. So we're looking at a low of, let's just say 6,300, because this wicked at 6,303, and I'm on Bitfinex, by the way. This wick here was 6,302, and then this past week here was 6,322. So if you're long into this consolidation, your risk needs to essentially be set on that 6,300 level if you're looking for a close stop and you're trading an intraday time frame and not the daily time frame. If we just zoom out here on the 4-hour, you can clearly see we haven't had any significant bullish volume come in to kind of rescue the lows that we're seeing right now. No bullish volume has come in. As a matter of fact, you can see that pretty big reject, that pretty curl reject there in the 6,500 pullback. I don't like these wicks, guys. I am not very interested in this price action right now. I hope we go up further, but we could dump just as easily, see shorts go to all-time highs and slam into 6,000 or 5,900 in record time. So be very, very careful, guys. If we jump over here to the daily, you'll see that we're very close to that EMA cross where the 12 passes the 26. If you see that, we did it right here, and we also did it right here. And look what came after that. As soon as that purple line crossed the orange line, we're heading down. It happened again, we headed down here. Happened again, we're headed down. The difference is we don't have much, we don't have much room to retrace. Here we only moved what, like $1,100. Here, we moved from 8,700 down to that 5,800 level. Here we have a much shorter distance. So it seems as if it may be more likely that we do break down from this point. Okay, so definitely be very careful. Let the bulls prove themselves here. I'm not saying go all in long. I'm just saying make sure you manage your risk if you are accumulating this here at these levels. So now I'll go ahead and jump into the Bitcoin longs, their Bitfinex long chart real quick and see where we're at. So just from glancing at this now, I can see, we had this is where the bulls came in to accumulate there around that 6,300 level yesterday after the initial dump. We saw some accumulation. We saw a rounded top around that around this level right here as that $7,500 resistance level came into play, and then we saw the longs get scared and start selling. So the longs are selling off from 7,300. So shouldn't we be lower than we were previously, right? Since we're selling off down here, shouldn't the price be below 6,300? Well, this is what's keeping us up. Check this out. You jump over to the short chart. We shorted heavily as we saw the breakdown yesterday up until that 6,300 level. Ever since then, we've seen a slow rounding top right here. And so what that means to me, guys, is the fact that the shorts are continuing to support the market right now to buy back their positions, which is keeping enough bid pressure to keep us above 6,300. So on the daily chart, when you look at the shorts, you can see that we are very close to getting to that $40,000 high level, to breaking out to new highs, which the high open short interest here on Bitfinex was 40,719. Currently, we got 38,518. Okay, so it's not going to take much. It's going to take essentially one more leg down to get us up to that point. We might see a potential rebound. Like I said, the shorts may pull back here a little bit if we do see Bitcoin break out over that 6,500 area and go to 6,350. Maybe 6-7 if we're lucky. However, that's essentially just going to be a lower high on this short interest chart, and we could very much head through to the next leg. It's not going to take much, guys, to get the people who longed here in the 6,300 area. It's not going to take much pressure from the shorts in order to get them nervous and to get them to start selling off even more of their position, right? Because now we're essentially what we're doing here, if you look on the 4-hour, is we're making lower highs. We had higher lows, and now we're making, we had higher lows here, and now we're making lower lows, right, and lower highs. So it won't take much, and we're not very far away either from breaking the previous low, the previous the previous low here. We're coming up very close on that. So it doesn't look too good here for the longs. We need to see that bullish volume come in on the daily. We need to see if we can hopefully have a bullish catalyst. If anything, we need to see some work go here, because if we continue to sit here on Bitcoin and just hover around this 6,500 level, as soon as the shorts decide that it's time to ramp up the interest again, I don't think the longs are going to be able to hold the bid long enough to keep us above that 6,300. So we may see a pop up right here if the shorts aren't able to win out for right now, or they continue to take more off their position to 6,650, 6,700. But I don't expect us to go much higher than that if we pop. And just so you know, I am not long into this consolidation. I want to kind of let this next leg play out, whether that be up or down, and then use that data to continue to formulate my plan and execute my strategy. So that's pretty much it. And besides that, one of the guys in the chat room pointed out that the Ethereum, I'll go ahead and pull this up here, the USD, let me see. Yeah, the Ethereum shorts, okay, actually is at all-time highs. See that? This is one of the guys in my chat room pointed that out. Shout out to Monkey. He actually pointed out the fact that we were over that. So keep that in mind, guys. Bitcoin is definitely on the way. Definitely on the way if things don't turn around. And yeah, that's it, guys. So continue to stay focused, continue to learn to control your emotions and to develop that bot mentality, which is the trading mentality, and develop your strategy to trade like a machine, guys. I am out of here. You have a great rest of your day. Peace.